Hello, welcome. Welcome to Knowing and Planning What to Say in Less Than 5 Minutes. I am so excited about this. The next 10 minutes, I'm going to share something that changed my whole life. When I was on the debate team in high school, I learned a skill that I have used ever since anytime I have to speak in public. So what we're going to cover is knowing and planning what to say. Now, I use this technique whether I have a minute to prepare, 5 minutes to prepare, a day to prepare, a week to prepare. It's always the same. And I use it when I'm speaking for a minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, up to 30 minutes. Over 30 minutes, it might change a little bit, but you can still use these techniques. So if you know anyone that would benefit from a really simple way to prepare what to say in meetings, in classes, or when presenting, then please share this out. Share it out to everybody. My name is Carla Caldwell. I am a communication expert. Now, I will say I will be learning communication for the rest of my life, but I am considered an expert because of my training, and I have well over 10,000 hours invested in all of this. So here we go. Let's get to it. When you need to speak, no matter what the situation, the first thing to ask yourself is, who am I speaking to? Do not dismiss the simplicity of this. I see this one messed up all the time. People speaking in a way that their audience, it isn't appropriate for their audience. So know your audience, know who you're speaking to. Before you even plan anything, get really clear on who am I speaking to, so that you can understand the culture in the room and the best language to use, and to stay away from anything that the group either doesn't understand or is too simple for the group. Okay, so number one, know your audience. Next, before you say anything or plan your speech, ask yourself, what matters? What matters to my audience? What's important to them? What's in it for them? What do they care about, right? And then next, get really clear on what is it you're going to be communicating. What are you communicating about? Is it a change in a procedure? Is it an idea? Is it an event? Is it whatever it is? Know and be very clear on what you want to communicate. Now, here's the magic. You know the audience, right? You know what matters to your audience. You are clear on what you want to communicate. So now it's time to connect the three. So make sure you do that. Make sure you ask yourself, okay, how can I connect what I want to share with what matters most to this audience? And how can I communicate it in the best way possible so my audience understands? Use their elevated, speaking your own expertise, and don't speak below your audience level. Both are not good. All right, so we have the background. That's the foundation. So that's the foundation, knowing who you're speaking to, knowing what you want to convey, and knowing what matters most, and connecting the three. Now let's get to the mechanics. Super simple. Do not dismiss this. I do this all the time. I walk around with my notebook, and if I get asked to speak impromptu, I do what I'm about to tell you. If I have time to prepare, I do what I'm about to tell you. I always do this. This always works. So first, you write out your hook. You want to capture your audience's attention. So you want to say something that matters, right? If you're sharing an event, you want to explain why it's going to be so great. If you're about to share a policy change, you're going to say something intense that is going to spark your audience interest. If you're sharing an idea, you're going to start with something interesting. Okay, so figure out what is the most interesting thing I can say about what I want to communicate. And that's how you start. And then you're going to have 3 points. No more than 3. You're going to have 3. And this is going to, what I love about this is you identify the 3 things you want to say. So it'll help you mentally organize, write your 3 things down. And when you start speaking, you start with your hook and then you say, I'm going to share 3 things with you. By the time I'm done, you're going to know these 3 things. I want to tell you why, 3 reasons why you need to go to this event, 3 reasons why we need to follow through with my idea, 3 reasons why this policy change is important, 3 things, I think you get the idea. So 3, identify your 3 items. 1, 2, 3. And then the last part is the conclusion. So you want to summarize your 3 points and again, express why it's so important. Remember, what's in it for them. Connect what you're trying to convey with what's in it for them in the best language possible for your audience. And you're going to end with a call to action. So what do you want? What do you want from your audience? Do you want them to follow up with you? Do you want them to go? Do you want them to share the message with somebody? Do you want them to follow up with you if they're interested in more information? Whatever it is, a very clear call to action. I see this missed opportunity all the time. And I really think from this moment on, if you move forward with a call to action, anytime you speak to a group of people, you're going to save time. You're going to get better outcomes. People need to know what you want. If you don't tell them what to do, they're just going to leave and go on with their life, and they have 1,000 things to do. So you need to help your audience help you. Okay? So that is it. I'm going to, I want to repeat what I mentioned again. And at any time, let me know who you are. Let me know in the comments. Let me know, when do you end up speaking to groups of people? When would this help you so I can tailor it to you? So I'm going to summarize everything I just shared. And then I want to give a few specific examples of how you might tweak this for specific things, okay? So again, I mentioned the foundation. When you know you need to speak, whether you have a minute to prepare, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, a week, whatever, it's always the same. You want to build a strong foundation. Who's your audience? Be really clear on what they know and what they don't know, because you want to speak at their level. You don't want to speak up here. You don't want to speak down here. You want to be right here. Know what matters to your audience. What matters to them? What do they care about? What matters most, right? And then be very clear on what you want to communicate, and then unite the 3. So speak to your audience in the best language possible, address what matters most to them, connect it to what you're trying to convey. Next, you have that strong foundation. Now let's build the talk, whether it's a 3-minute talk, 1-minute talk, up to 30-minute talk. Your hook, you want to hook your audience. You want to grab their attention, because a lot of times, especially if you're in a meeting or somewhere, people are zoning out, they're checking out their social media. So you want to give a hook, something interesting. You can ask yourself, what is the most interesting thing I can say that matters to this group about what I'm trying to communicate? And then 3 points, no more than that, 3 points. And I encourage you to, as you're communicating, you give your hook and then tell your audience, these are the 3 things I'm going to share with you today. These are the 3 benefits. These are the 3 reasons. These are the 3 whatever. Now, if I mispronounce your name, please forgive me. Dewey, you train providers on medical record documentation. Okay. Okay, so is what I'm saying making sense to you? Because that is a very, I will give an example in just a moment. Let me finish. So you're going to give you 3 points. You use that as a roadmap. Remember, you tell people your hook, and then you tell them the 3 things you're going to talk about, and then you're going to conclude. You're going to summarize everything. Hi, Nina, how are you? You're going to summarize, and call to action. Don't forget the call to action. It's so important. So, Dewey, when you're training your providers, clinicians on medical record documentation, I imagine there's times when you have to, as you said, you're teaching. So you could use this. Who is your audience? How much do they already know about the subject? Make sure you're speaking to them at their level, not above, not below. You want to really know what matters to your audience, especially with technical presentations, because not everyone wants to be there. Some people are voluntold to go to these trainings. So really understanding what matters to them so that you can connect what matters to what it is you're trying to teach or say. And let me know if what I've shared so far you feel like you could apply to what you do or any specific questions. Now, if you missed any part of this, you can definitely watch the replay, but I want to give a few specific examples where what I've shared, you may need to tweak it a little bit. So one, if you are like, if you feel like you don't have 3 points to share, although usually you do, like if you're sharing about an event, you could describe 3 reasons why they need to go to the event. If you are giving a class, you can give 3 things you're going to be teaching. If you are talking about a change, you can talk about 3 reasons why this change is good or beneficial. I hope that makes sense. All right. I am very excited that I got to share this message for you. And if you have any questions, please let me know in the comments because I want to address them. I've been operating this way anytime I have to speak since high school, which was a long, long time ago, trust me. And it's very, very effective. I find that I get good feedback and when I speak, and I feel like I'm really able to communicate effectively. I hope you found this helpful. Again, if you have any questions, type them in the comments and I will follow up and answer them. For those of you who are LinkedIn happy, I'm going to follow this up by writing all of the information I just gave in a LinkedIn article. Makai, I am so grateful that you found it helpful and it's nice to see you virtually. All right, please like and share. Thank you so much. I'm rooting for your success. Happy public speaking. Have a great day. Bye-bye.